Hey guys, you all are doing well, very well in fact. The loss so far is very massive. I tell you this for free. You are doing very well. Okay, let me especially appreciate you guys for the massive support these past few days of this channel's launch. You see, prior to the recording of this particular video, we've had over 60 subscribers and over 200 views after the first video upload. In all sincerity, we didn't see this coming. It's really massive for us to get this support in this short space of time. God bless you all. However, we must not relent. We still have to tell our friends to subscribe, share on different media platforms so others can as well get technical skills from this channel. Alright, in the next few weeks leading to months, we'll concentrate mostly on gasoline generators. We'll discuss everything that has to do with generators, from its maintenance to its troubleshooting, repair, servicing, parts identification, and so on. We'll be doing this with step-by-step videos so you don't get confused along the line. So in today's class, we'll be discussing the various tools used in the repairs, troubleshooting, and maintenance of any type of gasoline generator. Shall we?
Okay, these are some of the tools we have on ground. A few of the many tools used by generator technicians. But for starters, these tools are more than enough to get you started. So first of all, we have the plug spanner.
And we have two types of plug spanner here. This one has an handle and this other one doesn't have an handle. And what this basically means is, if you are to use this, you need a screwdriver to, something like this. You have a screwdriver, you insert it in so that you can lose out your plug or put it back. Okay. For this other one, you necessarily don't need the handle, the screwdriver. What you don't need is just the handle. You can insert the plug and lose it at will. Okay. What we have again, we have screwdrivers. This is a coated long star screwdriver. These are mostly used by electricians, but are as well used by generator technicians. They serve varying purposes from the other simpler ones like this. Okay, you see from here to here is not coated, and from here to here is not coated, but this is coated. These are mostly used when you observe a generator is it shocks, meaning the earth is not properly earthed. At that point, you try using this to see what exactly is happening, and this can be used for any purposes, especially for a screw that is deep down in the generator where you can't really access it with this short screwdriver. You need a longer screwdriver. All right, we have another screwdriver, but this one is a flat screwdriver. It's a flat, doesn't have a star mount. It's a flat screwdriver, as well as this another screwdriver, a flat one as well. Both serve the same purposes, basically the same purposes, used in loosening and tightening nuts or screws rather with flat head. Okay, we have some set of spanners here. Different people call it different names. Some people call it the tri-spanner, but most times I prefer to call it the three-way spanner. They have different sizes. Like this is the 8mm size, this is the 10mm size, and it's used to lose just the 8 and the 10 bolts. Okay. Also a three-way spanner. This one has the 10, the 12, and the 14mm sizes. What it basically does is just to lose the 10 bolts, the 12 bolts, and the 14 bolts. Okay, this is another set of spanner. This one is peculiar to some set of technicians. Okay, why some people prefer using this constructed spanner, some others prefer using this. Basically, let me use the same millimeter sizes so you get it better. This one is called an L spanner, and this one is usually called a locally constructed 10 spanner. They basically do the same function. this one is able to lose the 10 bolt as well, and this other part loses the 10 bolt as well. But the difference basically between this, according to expert mind, is that this is stronger, considering the fact that it is constructed, so they said. But however, they serve the same purposes, and this can be used instead of this, and vice versa. Okay, I explained this earlier, same 10 spanner, and you see the same L spanner, but this one is 12, the same function. And we have this is a 10 combination spanner. It has both edges, the flat edge and the cylindrical edge, or the round edge, as some people will want to call it. What it does, it's able to lose bolts on surfaces. Basically, unlike the other spanners I showed you earlier, this can't lose a bolt that is hidden. Here, this one will be able to lose a 10 bolt that is hidden. This basically can lose a 10 bolt that is hidden. Okay, the same function but different size. This is a 12mm combination spanner. Okay, we also have this is a 1210 spanner, a 1210 spanner, 12mm and 10mm. If you observe carefully, I've been using the millimeters as its measurement. Are you getting me? Although there are spanners with inches, where you have a 1/2 inch, a 3/4 inch, 10/4 inch, as the case may be. But basically, I prefer using the millimeters. It's quite simple and easy to understand. So this is a 1210 millimeter flat spanner, still used to lose surfaces, both 10 and 12 bolts on surfaces. Okay, I'm going to explain this together. Okay, this is called an extension, and this is called an extension handle. It's quite unfortunate I don't have a shorter extension here. I would have used that to explain better. But they basically do the same purpose. They basically serve the same purpose. And the reason for this spanner, okay, let me get them connected so you get it better. Okay, see what happened here. If you notice carefully, the other spanners we've used are quite thin. I'm talking about the thickness. But this one is very thick, and common sense will tell us this is used for stronger bolts. Okay, what I have here is a socket. This is a 12mm socket. 12mm socket. This is used to lose engine bolts. Although for starters, we won't go that far. We won't touch that for now. Even in the next series of videos, we won't touch that. But with time, we are going to do that. This is the extension. This extension is connected to this socket and then to this handle. It helps in losing thicker and stronger bolts. But what you need to do is just to change the socket, and that is all. If you have a 14 bolt you are going to lose, you just need a 14 socket, a 14mm socket, connect it to it, and you are there. You lose and you tight at will. Okay, let me explain this. This is also a constructed 8 spanner, although it's not written on it. For locally constructed spanners, we just know the size, though it's not written on it. This is a 8mm spanner. Okay, and it does similar functions with the others we've discussed. I haven't explained something like this, but this is a ring spanner.
Although we have other ranges, like we could have 12 here, we could have 13 here, we could have 15, we could have 16, we could have 17, we could have 18, as the case may be. But this alone is an example, and this will tell you how the others work as well. It's basically used to lose surfaces, to lose bolts on surfaces. Do you know something? I'm not sure I've said that. I didn't say that while I tried to explain something similar to this. If you notice this part of the spanner, it gives the bolt a stronger grip, and that is why most times if you are losing a bolt and you don't want to warn it, we prefer using this. Are you getting me? So that's basically the function for this. We have this just like the others I explained, is still an 8 mm spanner used to lose bolts, hidden bolts. Okay, this is a hammer. I know most of us will know the function of a hammer, although we usually don't use hammer when fixing generators, but we use it once in a while, once in a blue moon. This is used to hit surfaces and stuff like that. This other part is functional only to carpenters, so I won't want to talk about this part. All right, we have a nose plier. Are you getting me? A nose plier. A nose plier, basically what I use it for most times, there's a particular part of the generator. It's part of the block. It's inside the block. It's called the piston. There's a particular spring. They call it a spring. Some people call it a hook, as the case may be. I usually use this edge, like I clip it to it, and I use this, I force it out with this part. Although with time we are going to touch that part, but for now I won't want to really delve into that at the moment, so we don't get confused. All right, somehow I have this in multiples here, just like the other one, just like what I explained with this as well. 8 mm spanner. Okay, this is a gripping plier. I call it a gripping plier. That's actually the real name, but some people call it a gripping tool. Whatever it is, we are all correct. So basically, this is the function. What this does, or what we do use it for as generator technicians, it helps us lose bolts that are worn out. Are you getting me? If we have a worn out bolt now, and probably we've tried other methods, other spanners, try our possible best to lose it out, and it's still not working, what we do basically is to get a gripping plier, fix the gripping plier to the head of the bolt where the spanner is supposed to be fixed on, so it can lose. We fix it to it and we adjust this part. This part is meant for adjustment. Okay, you see now, this is about 22 mm. The gap between this and this is about 22 mm. So we fix it and we try our possible best to force it and lose it out. Okay, let me go back to something close to 10 mm now. Okay, I'm going to get 10 mm. Okay, this is about 7, 8. Okay, this should give us around 10 mm. You see, it's now tight a little bit. This should give us something about 10 mm. Okay, let's assume we have a bolt we have been trying to lose, and for some reasons, perhaps it's worn out and we've been able to lose it. What we need to do is just to adjust this to 10 mm or slightly lower than the 10 mm, so it can get a grip on the bolt head and we lose it out. It's as simple as that. Now with time we are going to use this while we will fix some generators in subsequent videos. Alright, we have a multimeter. I know you know the meaning of multi. Multi basically it performs different functions. Okay, it was initially off, I just put it on. It's on now. Okay, this part is for resistance, this part shows continuity, but basically let me explain what we really do with this. Okay, for some generators you may just be using it and there will just be power outage, and sometimes you wonder what could be the issue. Should I check my capacitor? Should I check my automatic voltage regulator, popularly called the VRO? Or should I at least check the sockets? Or is it that there is no continuity? Whatever the case is, that's where the multimeter comes in. It basically helps you in regards to electricals. So while the other spanners we discussed was basically the mechanical part, the engine part, this one helps in the electrical part of the generator. I'm trying to simplify the terms I use so we don't get confused. Okay, for example, there's power outage. My generator goes off. The power goes off. The gen will still be working. What do? Or perhaps the gen goes off, the power goes off, and I decide to just put off the gen in anger. What do I do next? The best thing to do is just to check the continuity. Check if the positive and the negative wires from the sockets are continuous. Okay, I don't have a socket yet, so I will just do it imaginary. Okay, you put this probe at the positive side of the socket and put this probe at the negative side of the socket. If it reads, it therefore means there is continuity, and it therefore means you have to check other part of the alternator, which consists of the starter and rotor, to see where the issue is. Or it could be the brush as well. Probably the brush doesn't connect properly, but whichever way, this helps in checking continuity. This is it now. This part checks for continuity. This sign, this diode sign with this, helps in checking the continuity. Okay, let me check for continuity like this now. When there's a sound like this, are you getting me? It shows the wires are continuous. It shows the wires are continuous. Of course, you hear a sound when the wires are continuous. Are you getting me? Okay, when you want to check resistance, your duty is just to move the probe. And this is 2 k ohms, 2 kilo ohms, just like that, and that. This for DC, DC voltage, AC voltage, DC current, and AC current, just like that. Again, with time we will do more on this, we will dwell more on it, especially when we have generators that have issues with their lighting. We will be using this, and from that videos you get better the functionalities attached to this multimeter. Alright, we've successfully seen the tools we may be needing. So most have tools we'll be needing to successfully maintain, troubleshoot, and repair our generators. Okay, quickly let me say this. For some of us who are starters, of course some of us may not have the finance to get the entirety of the tools here, or because of our busy schedule we may not have the opportunity to go out to get some of these tools. But there are some basic tools you must have, and I would like to pinpoint them from the section of tools we have here. You must have a plug spanner. It's a must. You can't do without it. That's why most times when you get a new generator, there's always a plug spanner attached to it. You must have a plug spanner. This is a must. You must have a plier. It may not be this plier, it may be the other type of plier, but certainly do have a plier that you can use in joining wires and what have you. That's a necessity. Try your possible best to have a screwdriver. Whichever screwdriver you can get your hands on, just do it to have a screwdriver. A star screwdriver will do for now if you can't really have access to a flat screwdriver. Reason for this star screwdriver, this will help you adjust the revolution per minute RPM of the generator. With time we'll get to know that, but just get this, and do not forget to get, I prefer a 10. Most of our generator uses 10 volt, and do not forget to have this. It's a necessity as well. Alright, so that's it for us from today. We have successfully seen the tools we'll be needing as starters for our generator repair and maintenance. Please don't forget to like, share this channel link with friends and family, and as well subscribe to this channel, so at least we can keep giving you content, good videos, and as well be able to teach you technical things you should know as regards your domestic activities and industrial activities.